Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing what is the best tier 10 light tank in World of Tanks Blitz. There are only 3 of them. Well, technically there's 4, but the Sherry missile doesn't count. I'm not going to be talking about that one. But what is the best out of the 3 light tanks here at tier 10? Basically, this is going to be my opinion, so if you disagree, tell me what you think the best to worst tanks are down below in the comments. But yeah, let's jump right into it. So, I'm going to be pitting number 3 at the Sheridan. Now, before we do start, though, I would like to say I tried to get some gameplay for this, and it was all really bad. So I tried to cut it where it looked okay, but then I messed up the voiceover and stuff, so I'm just going to be doing this. I really don't have enough time. I wasted a ton of time trying to do that, and it just didn't work out. So hopefully I'll be able to do that for the next top 5, which this is kind of a top 5, but there's only 3 light tanks, so it's like a top 3. But I will try to do that for my next top 5, try to get some gameplay in each of the tanks. But I just really don't have enough time for that today, and I already tried, and it did not work out. So, sorry about that. We'll just have them here in the garage, and we can look over the statistics and stuff real quick. So, yeah, the Sheridan. Reason I'm pitting this at number 3 is the issues with the tank. Of course, low DPM, 2300 DPM, not good at all. Reload long, your penetration not really that good, and your accuracy is horrible. That is going to be the main 3 kind of reasons that this tank I did pit at number 3. I probably would have put this at number 2 before, whenever it had missiles, but since the removal of missiles, it took away the only special thing about this tank, which was the missiles. So it kind of did kill the tank for what it was, and now it's kind of just a meh light tank, you know. I think it needs maybe a accuracy and a penetration buff. I think that would really help out this tank. At least just like a penetration buff and maybe a little bit of a DPM buff as well. A little something to spice the tank up. Oh, also, the mobility, it got nerfed, and that's not really very good on a light tank to get your mobility nerfed, so I wish Wargaming would put that back to what it used to be to just make it a little faster. So yeah, that's why the things I don't like about the tank. The things I do like about the tank, it is still a mobile tank. I mean, it's a light tank. Good gun depression, 10 degrees, and you have good alpha at 560, and of course you have very nice HE of 680. So the tank still is fun. It's just definitely not as fun as it used to be, and that's why I'm putting this thing at number 3. Alright, so number 2 on the list is going to be the Bat Chat. Now, this tank, it's enjoyable. I like it. It's probably one of the tanks that I like more. I have a few issues with this tank though, and I think the main issue is this tank relies on your team way too much. It's very hard to win battles whenever you have a bad team in this because it relies on the team so much. As you can see, 2800 DPM, much better than the Sheridan. So it does have decent DPM, but of course it is a clipper. So your issue with this is you can't really 1v1. It's hard to do that in this tank, and you have to rely on having some teammates with you most of the time. And whenever you don't really have that, or they go the wrong way, you're in trouble a lot of the times, and you end up losing because you aren't able to take out tanks on your own, which usually at least one person needs to be able to take out a bunch of enemy tanks on their own, and to win. The tank does have nice burst damage, of course. It's like 930, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Decent penetration. I mean, it's okay penetration, nothing special there. And then your HE isn't anything special as well. 310 alpha. Your accuracy isn't too bad, but you do have very bad gun depression and gun elevation, which can be a trouble quite sometimes. And then you have very good mobility. So this tank is very good at running around the map, just trying to shoot just random tanks kind of as much as you can, or it's good at poking out, getting 3 shells out in the middle of a firefight, then pulling back, waiting, doing it again while your tanks with armor are distracting the enemy tanks. That's probably your best bet with this tank to do good, and then it's pretty accurate, so you can snipe in the tank. I don't recommend it because it's a light tank, but you can if you want to, and you can get some pretty nice snapshots in the tank too. So yeah, that's why this one's number 2 for me. I just feel it depends on the team a little too much for me, and I prefer tanks I can play kind of more solo. So that brings us to the Vickers Light. In my opinion, the best tier 10 light tank in the game. This tank has pretty much everything you want for a light tank. I mean, great mobility, a great gun, it's fast, best spotting range in the entire game, which is very handy, And then you as well have some troll armor in this tank. Your gun mantlet is very troll. Your upper plate, if you get an angle like this, people just bounce right off it, and it's just in general has a troll armor profile. As well, this tank has very nice DPM, best DPM out of any light tank in the game, 3,100. And as well, you have HESH. You have 105 millimeters of pin on your HE. I am running gun rammer, which I probably should be running calibrated shells because it does have HE like that. If you are, then your HE is up to a nice 116 not alpha damage, penetration. As well, you have heat and AP, but they're not anything too special besides just having a very nice DPM. It's a pretty accurate tank as well, as you can see. It's nothing like insane, but it is decently accurate. It has a nice 10 degrees of gun depression, and it is very mobile. This tank as well is very small, so you can dodge around the battlefield pretty quickly, and when you get behind a tank and you just hesh them, they go down very quickly. As well, it is pretty good at spotting. Like I said, of course, best view range in the game, so you can spot usually your enemies before they spot you, which does give you the advantage. This tank, I like it because it doesn't really rely on the team anywhere close to as much as something like a Batchat or a Sheridan. You can really go a lot more solo in this with the spotting range. You're able to find them quicker, and then you have a very nice DPM to finish them off. And since you don't have a clip or a long reload like the Sheridan, you don't have to worry about fighting mediums. So yeah, that's my top 3 from best to worst light tanks at tier 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.